I've been receiving questions from my students and clients via my Facebook page, my fan page, um, asking me my recommendations with respect to the current market decline that has happened over the last month. And so what I want to do is make a video that is going to sort of ease some of the concerns that many of you have, and also provide some insight into some of the things that you can be doing now to position yourself to take advantage of a lot of this uncertainty, because with uncertainty and pandemonium, there is always opportunity. Okay. So what I'm going to do to sort of help everyone understand how this is going to impact two distinct groups of individuals, I'm going to speak to the passive investor first, and then I'm going to speak to the active investor. Okay. I'm going to start off by addressing you passive investors. And who are those passive investors? You're that individual with a 401k, an IRA, 403b, a thrift savings plan. In other words, there's money that's being drafted out of your paycheck every 2 weeks or once a month that's going into your mutual fund, going into your 401k, and that 401k is usually allocated into one or more mutual funds. Okay. What should you do? Well, you don't have many options. Okay. The only thing you can do if you are a passive investor is to keep a level head and ride this out. Markets correct themselves. They always correct themselves. What goes up will always come down at some point. And this, unfortunately, was a precipitous decline, which is what you see right here. This decline happened over the course of a month. This is about a 30% decline. Actually, it's about 27% decline from the peak here. Okay, and by definition, a 20% or greater than 20% decline from the most recent peak is considered a bear market. Okay, so we are in a down market until prices show signs of recovery. Now, more recently, Donald Trump, the Senate, the government approved this $1 trillion stimulus that's basically caused the markets to spike back up. And if you have been watching this closely, I'll show you that spike up that I'm referencing here. Once that was announced, you see this huge retracement of this decline, which is this part right here. Okay, so all of the losses from the previous day have essentially been erased. So what we're looking for is for a sustained up move. Okay, and usually it won't take that. Probably take us a few months to get back here. It usually always takes longer to make money than it does to lose it. Okay, but be patient, you passive investors. This too shall pass. If you go back and kind of revisit this chart that I showed you initially, this is the S&P 500. This is a proxy for the S&P 500. This is the Spider ETF going all the way back to 2017. Okay, mid 2017. You see that there have been several times when the market has retraced or moved in a zigzag pattern. We see it happening around, say, late 2000, early 2018 it happened. It happened again towards the latter part of 2018, and then we had this up move. But if you make a rash decision and sell out of your portfolios, move out of your mutual funds and move your money into cash, guess what happens? You sell here, you miss this up move. Okay, right? You sell here, you miss this up move. So you can't predict the market. If you are a passive investor, the best thing you can do is keep a level head and ride this out. This will pass. Okay, now let's speak to the active investors, those like me who are active investors. You have the opportunity to use several strategies that I teach. You could have obviously bought put options. When you saw this breakdown in the chart pattern here, you could have bought put options and you could have made a killing all the way down. Okay. In other words, as a passive investor, you're limited. As a active investor, you don't only make money when the market increases, you can also make money when the market declines. So you could have actually purchased put options here. You could have also written, okay, call options all the way down here, which would have created some really nice premium income. Now, when we start to look at some of these really, really good companies like Apple, these companies now are trading at 20, 25, 30, 40, in some cases 50%. They're trading at 50% discounts. Okay. And we see Apple here and came up here, and we see Apple fell from about 327 to its most recent low of about 250. That's a huge decline. Okay. What you see here is where I actually added to my Apple portfolio. Okay, and I'm going to add some more here. Okay, I purchased some shares here, some call options here. I'm going to buy some more here, probably Monday or Tuesday. But again, this is an opportunity for you to add to your portfolio by taking advantage of some of the strategies that I teach, and maybe some strategies you might already know. Again, when there's panic and pandemonium, there's always an opportunity, and this is the opportunity for you to snatch up some of these companies that have been trading at substantial premiums for an extended period of time. Okay, so I've spoken to both groups of investors. Again, the culprit of this decline that you're seeing in the market right now is the concerns over the coronavirus pandemic that was more recently classified as a pandemic. Investors are sort of on their toes, and they're nervous about the potential for the coronavirus to cause major economic slowdowns in the global economies. Okay, so investors have been selling. They started selling, and then you have the OPEC price war that's happening over in the Middle East between Russia and OPEC. They've been dumping a ton of crude oil into the markets, and that's actually created a downward pressure on commodity prices. Okay, so you have a confluence of a couple of different factors: concerns over economic slowdown with coronavirus, and then you have the oil price war pushing all that into the market. You see that was the major culprit of this 30% decline that we had over the last month. Okay, so again, everybody, this is for those of you who have asked me questions. I promised to make a video explaining sort of some of the things that you can do. Hope this was helpful to someone. Be blessed. Speak to you soon. Bye.